Welcome to the Michele Roys Show.
Hello and welcome to another Michele Roys Show. Today I am honored and privileged to have an amazing guest. So Nina Perez is a confidence and connection coach, best-selling author, and feature expert in both Forbes, TEDx Stanley, and the CTV America Breakfast Show. She has over 25 years of teaching experience. Nina helps high-achieving entrepreneurs overcoming self-doubt and imposter syndrome by developing embodied confidence, magnetic presence, and powerful business relationships that lead to real-world results. She is an amazing guest, and I can't wait to share all the wisdoms that she has with you. And we're going to be talking about today body-mind connection. Welcome to my show. How are you doing today, Nina?
I'm so honored to be here, Michele, and excited about our conversation because I know we both come from Latin backgrounds. You're from Brazil, I'm from Argentina, and there's so much juice we can share with your audience.
Absolutely. I'm so delighted to have you here. And you have so much spunk and spark and light, and it's great to see it. If you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into dancing, first of all?
Well, it's interesting. One of the most frequent compliments I get is about my spunk, my energy, but I was not born that way. I was born a shy, introverted, quiet person. And it was actually my parents that helped me get out of my shell by putting me in dance class. And so I learned ballet, folklore. I was in Argentina. And over time, I learned tango, salsa, bachata, and it helped me get into my body and really like understand that I could play around with different ways of being that I would not normally do. Like I could be playful or passionate or powerful, or confident. And then it actually started transferring into the real world as I got older and I started teaching. I realized, hey, this also could apply in the places where I'm actually not confident or a little shy still, in conversations with people, in the business world when I open my business. I'm like, I need to tap into that embodied confidence, that power of the body and the dancing. It helped me play around with different ways of being that later I started working and working into identity work and showing up in different ways in interactions and meetings and so on.
So it's fair to say dance has played a huge part in your life since
Yeah.
very long. And it's such a powerful message because dance and music, they connect us in a different sphere, doesn't it? It really helps. Everybody can speak that language of dance if you allow your body to just flow with it, right? I think most of the times, if the music is playing somewhere, anywhere, my body automatically starts to move. Do you find that and experience that with your clients as well?
Oh, totally, totally. And I always say people who tell me I don't have rhythm, I have two left feet, I say sit anywhere and listen to music. Your body will start moving because the waves will hit your body and your body is like it will naturally want to move. Actually, across all cultures, they have found the universal language is dance, that everybody dances. No matter how old you are, what culture you are from, what part of the world, everybody has dancing in their bones. It's wired in us, really.
It is. And dancing is such a therapy. I find for myself, as I shared with you before, and maybe to my audience as well, dance for me has been reconnecting with my joy again. And I think it's so important to be able to find that part of us that feels alive again, feels a child again, whatever those early memories are that made you happy and just dance in the rain, as they say, sing in the rain, dance in the rain as well. I think for me has been really key. And that's why I'm so excited about this conversation because not only are you a dance teacher, you're also a connection teacher, coach, and I mean, you're amazing. And this is so many fluencies that you can bring it all together with dance, with movement, with embodiment. And I actually, if you can explain a little bit more to the audience about the embodiment, the connection that you're talking about.
Yes. So it's so funny because a lot of people hear the word dance and they get a little bit like, oh, I'm not a dancer. So there's those beliefs, even though everybody can dance. But let's say movement. Movement is so good for the body. I always say, if you feel stuck, go for a walk, move around, dance a little bit, have a dance snack, because that's not only going to move your body, it's going to move your blood, it's going to move your thoughts, it's going to be able to get you out of that energy that is keeping you stuck. And then all of a sudden you have a new idea, you have something that you're like, oh, something came up to your mind or a hunch or a new energy sort of thing. So when I talk about embodied confidence, I talk about that a lot of people know about confidence. They read and they're like, oh, I need to do this. But your body may be working against you. Your subconscious, the little, if you had trauma with little t or trauma with a big T, lives in your body. So we actually need to become body aware and find ways to calm our nervous system down so that we can try these techniques of connecting with other people or dance as therapy or anything that you're looking to do. We actually need to have our body be on board. We cannot push our bodies through things because it actually doesn't help or work. Your body will tell you stop. There's so much intelligence in your body. And so what's going to happen is this resistance is going to grow, or this anxiety, or at the extreme levels, disease, because we're not paying attention to our body. So for me, embodied confidence and learning about your body and what it's telling you, it's so important. And it's the first step for connecting with the world. If you want to go and do some big things, you have to start with connecting with yourself and your body. If you want to go and build relationships, you have to have a good relationship with yourself and your body. And so dance is a good way to start getting to know our bodies. And also because sometimes it triggers people, like dancing with other people or even dancing alone or dancing in front of a mirror, that is an opportunity to bring out what is subconscious to the conscious mind and, reflect on it, move through it, evolve through it. And that's what I call embodied confidence. When you understand your body, you understand yourself, you understand what are the energies and the emotions that are stopping you, and you can work through that in micro baby steps forward. Then over time, you actually feel like a new person and you have embodied this new way of being, and you're walking not as a fake person trying to do something that you're not comfortable underneath, but actually it's in your body. This new way of being that you have practiced and evolved to is now your natural way of being. So that's what I call embodied confidence. And it's an evolution of what we traditionally out there call confidence. Everybody's like, you got to be more confident. In my opinion, it's like, no, you need to be more embodied. And have embodied confidence. What is it that you want to become? Let's talk about how that can be implemented, applied, and be part of who you are now.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because you were even saying that when you were younger, you're quite shy, right? And then dance has helped you to grow so much and to develop that confidence and to feel secure and safe in your own body. And I find a lot of times there are a lot of people that, like you were saying, they're 2 left feet, or I can't dance, or they're shy for themselves, even of themselves, like wouldn't be in front of a mirror dancing or trying and step out. But if they're able to overcome those things, then those little steps, like you're saying, the micro steps, then they're able to build, right, like a little brick at a time, build that confidence again and connect with their body and feel like, hey, actually, I enjoyed this. This is making me happy and it's bringing different emotions, right?
Yeah, let's talk about these chemistry and the emotions that happens when you get into your body and you're actually working with your body. And so you're not pushing your body so far out of the comfort zone that it feels so uncomfortable and you have anxiety or have emotions of cortisol or the fight or flight response, or you're doing something and you know that you don't feel good while you're doing it. That's when you've pushed yourself too far. So when you bring your body along, when you do small practices that feel like comfortable, but they're a little bit different than what you normally do, then your body gets either, if it's a good, something happens, let's say, for example, let's say I share with you, okay, I want you to go out there and make eye contact and talk to somebody. Now, some people will be like, getting out there or dancing in a dance class, it's too much. But if I say to you, okay, I want you just to go for a walk with listening to music and just look at people and make eye contact, but really quickly, look away. Their body is going to have like the fear response come up, but because they only looked for a second and then looked away, then they didn't die. And so the body's like, oh, okay, that was not so bad, not so bad. And as you practice this, all of a sudden now eye contact is not so scary anymore. And people, when I give them this exercise, they always tell me, nobody's looking back at me. It's actually hard to get the eye contact from others, but they feel powerful. They feel like, oh, I can do this. I can make the eye contact. And your body is like, oh, okay, that wasn't so bad. Now, let's say you have a great conversation. Your body is going to be like, I love this. And it releases dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and then it wants to do it again. So we want to help our body have the good chemistry and get away from pushing our body so far out of the comfort zone that it creates the stress response. And then it's going to tell you, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go and dance. I don't want to go and talk to people. I don't want to get out there. Right? So we want to bring our body along baby step by baby step, so that it actually gets comfortable and safe. And the good chemistry is reinforcing that. And so as we move through, now the next time you go for an eye contact walk, it's okay. You know that you survived the last one, and your body's like, I got this. It's not such a big deal. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm just looking at people, And so I feel like, because of my dance background, when I coach people about this embodiment, they're always so surprised at how micro the steps that I give them are, and how it slowly becomes them. And so they really feel like comfortable as they're moving out of their comfort zone. So it's kind of like a paradox. Move out of your comfort zone in a comfortable way.
But that's, I think, the best part about it, because it's such a small, micro little steps that's very doable, right? Right now, in the age of technology, most people are like on their phone or scroll. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to interact with others. They don't know how to talk anymore. We're losing those vital skills, right? And I think the way you're bringing it and bringing this embodied confidence is such a revolutionary way of thinking, because not only you're helping to be at peace with your body, make friends with your body, but you're training your body to be okay of making that eye contact, reaching out to somebody, right? Which is not easy anymore. It used to be a lot more, but it isn't. We've all become very silo in our own little world, and it's very sad. It's very detrimental, because then we have so many problems with depression, anxiety, people feeling so alone because they don't know how to communicate anymore, right?
Totally. And, I remember a Maya Angelou poem where it ends with her saying, and you say good morning. And going for a walk and saying good morning to people, it's like a foreign concept right now, and doing these ideas of getting out there. And I call it social courage, having social courage to connect with people, but it starts with you feeling safe within your body and you trusting yourself, and also experimenting a little bit. Like, that's how you get to know yourself. Okay, so I want to have more confidence. What can I do? And you're going to do a micro experiment and then try it. And over time, not only trying it once, but maybe 10 times, then your body's like, from exposure, oh, I can handle this. And then go further. So after I tell people go for the eye contact walk, why not smile? Why not say hi? And just keep walking. You don't have to start a conversation. You don't have to make new friends, but at least you're moving yourself out of that isolation. I mean, the world, the stats right now, it's that there's 25% of the world is lonely and doesn't have a confidant or a friend they could trust and share something important. So that's a huge number when we think about the 8 billion people on Earth, right?
Absolutely. And I find even for us, those that have chronic pain or have an invisible illness, we don't want to be around people because we feel we're going to be a burden, or we have to always be canceling on people. So more and more we go into this shell. And I know for myself how difficult it was for me to break that, and just, like even starting with listening to music at home and making that a little part of my routine of the day, of like, okay, well, this energized me, this makes me happy. And then pushing myself to go out for classes. Every week now I go, and it's not, now it's a family tradition.
I love it.
But it's helped a lot, because there you are with other people that are smiling and laughing and enjoying life, and you're just there listening to good music and learning either salsa, bachata, kizumba, whatever it is. But that has really helped me to find my joy again. And I can't reiterate enough how important it is for us to connect with our bodies again. And yeah, if you can talk a little bit more about that connection with our bodies.
Yeah, so I can tell you that I have migraines that come, like, I have not chronic migraines, but they come often enough that it's an issue. And even with a migraine, I will still go and teach. And people, they're like, why did you stay home and stuff? And I said, well, because while I'm teaching dance, I'm in my body and I am present. And also the energy of the group, everybody is happy. Everybody, even if we're making mistakes, even if we're learning something hard or challenging, everybody is in a certain energy. And there's that collective field of energy that is love and laughter. And then the chemistry, right? Everybody has oxytocin, which is the love hormone. Everybody's touching and so on. And so I find that if I have a migraine and I go to dance class, I actually don't, the pain goes down and I can be more in my body, and it helps me so much. And I have heard this over and over from my clients, my students and clients, when they say things like, I came tired to the dance class and now I feel energized. Or I didn't realize that I was going to learn so much from this tango class or this private lesson about myself, about my connection with myself and where I'm stopped. So many times I can tell where the person is stopped in their life by how they're moving in the dance, or what we're doing, or what are the challenges that are coming up in the dance class. Because the body doesn't lie, and how you do one thing is how you do all things. And so here you are dancing in a certain way. And so if you're finding yourself hesitant and you're in life, you probably are dancing in a hesitant way. So it is very interesting. And so I love dance for helping you with pain and just being present in the moment and allowing others to gift to you. Because when you're dancing with people, there's an exchange of energy. Actually, that's my definition of connection, is exchange of positive energy, good connection, right? And so you are able to, within that community, within that dance class or that moment, exchange this energy, and you're not doing it alone. You are actually creating a third entity. I say to people, 1 + 1 = 3 in dance. So when you're together, then you create a third entity, a relationship that is the combination of both your energies. And so, and like any relationship, sometimes you need a little help, or you're losing your balance. Your partner is there to hold you, and so it is so helpful to not go into your shell and actually use the social courage and get a little bit vulnerable and go. And so I have done classes, I have done workshops, and I've done them with a headache. And I actually share with people, I have a headache right now. But because of what we're doing, I can feel energized, I can feel the love, and it's always helpful.
Yeah.
And I always get this at the end, they're like, wow, that was so great, even with your headache. And it's just like, yeah, it totally helps.
No, for me, I find it as well. It's just it brings me to another level for myself. It's like you're in another world, an ecstasy of just high vibration, and your body just needs and craves that. Doesn't matter how bad my pain is or how my legs are doing and so on and so forth, but just feeling that love, that tenderness, that care that the people have, because inevitably when you're working with other people and they're like you're saying that that energy, positive energy, everybody's positive about it, it makes such a difference. And for me, I know from in the beginning I've always been very control freak. And having to allow the leader to lead and me to follow, that was like, and still is, I still have to work on this, to just let go and follow. For me, in my head, it's always like, oh, what's going to be the next step? How did I learn it? Did I not learn it? What they're going to do? But it has to be no, surrender to the dance. Let your lead lead and you follow. And that's such a powerful way to see life as well. A lot of times when we resist, whatever we resist persists. But if we can continue resisting that flow, we're not flowing. We're just rigid. We're not making strides in life. We're just becoming rigid and, can't move around. So dance had taught me to just like, you gotta flow, like the water, bending from one side to another side. And it's so beautiful to arrive at that place. Don't you find it?
Oh, 100%. And it's interesting for strong women like us, or type A women, or people who are achieving, or they have that drive. I mean, they always say to me, oh my God, I didn't realize following was what I needed. That's so important. And I always say to them, it's actually feeling. It's
Mm.
actually getting into your body and feeling what your partner is sharing with you. What is the message? What's the vision? what is the dance you guys are creating together? And he's leading, but he's also paying attention to you and what your energy is and your feeling is. So there's a lot of feeling going on here. But as a strong woman, it's so important for us to get into our bodies, into our feminine energy, and feel and surrender and enjoy the process of being led here or there. I always say it's like you're going to be taken on a surprise trip. You wouldn't want to control that. You wouldn't want to be like, tell me what's going on next. You'd be like, oh my God, this is a surprise trip for me. It's all for your pleasure. It's all for your delight. So imagine your leader is there to move you in ways that will be great for your body, will be great for your soul, and to enjoy the music in a certain way. And it really, at the end, it will be a co-creation anyways. But if we're not surrendering, then we cannot be that partner that is attuned with our leader, who is currently in his masculine, and then or they are, and then you are in your feminine feeling, and then you can have this beautiful rhythm. I always say it's like one animal with four legs. All the cliches in dance are true.
Yeah.
That to become one and all of that, but it's so healing to our bodies to let ourselves get into our bodies, especially as women, and feel, what is the next moment telling me? What is my leader telling me? What does my body need and feel at this moment? And then expressing those feelings. Because even though the leader leads, you still have your creativity, your self-expression, how you move that next step. It's all you, It's like, let's go here, but how you move there, it's really beautiful. It's your chance to self-express. So there is so much power in learning to dance and in learning what dance is trying to teach you, and in listening to your body.
Absolutely. I love it. And this is a great segue to bring back to the creative ConfidAnce experience, the roadmap to Charismatic Connection Framework. Do you want to speak a little bit into that for us?
Yes. So the first step that I find anybody on this journey of wanting to overcome doubt, imposter syndrome, or that anxiety of wanting to go for your dreams, or connecting with people, or building something, and you need to get out there, need to find the people, the opportunities, and so on. And always there's this fear, and there's lack of confidence and courage, and a lot of doubt. And so I always say we need to start with you, your body, and your confidence. And we want to start with becoming aware, first of all. What is our body telling us? What are the feelings we're feeling? What are the emotions that are stopping us? What are the beliefs? And so I've created an experience called Confidance, where we use dance as one of the tools, one of the ways that we connect with ourselves and our bodies. And even in 5 minutes of if I say to you right now in your chair, I want you to move and dance, even that request, for some people, that's not possible. That's like really hard. There's all of the beliefs, all of the excuses, all of the energies, all of the worries come up, right? So it's a great tool for making the unconscious conscious. And so it's one of 3 tools that I share of how to get into your body and use movement, or use the energy centers, or different ways to meditate with eyes open, so that you can do this throughout your day and really keep rejuvenating and energizing yourself and your body as you live life. So that's step 1. So ConfidAnce is a great program that I invite all of you to come to. And then it's the first step to what I call the roadmap to charismatic connection. In my belief, everybody is charismatic. We just need to find our flavor. Are you the quiet authority, or are you the social butterfly? It's so different. I know I'm not the social butterfly, but people often assume, because of how my connection skills are, my conversation skills are. And I'm like, no, I'm also still shy. It's still introverted in some areas, but I have learned these skills, and everybody can. And I have learned how to bring my charismatic self, my flavor of charisma. And when you have charisma, people want to hang out with you. You become more magnetic. They want to call you back, or set up that meeting, or invite you to things, right? And so we want to bring out our natural charisma, which all of us have that. Because when we're with our best friends or our family, you're not shy, you're not introverted. You can be yourself. And so, how do we bring that in the world? I call that charisma. And charismatic connection is about creating the right relationships and strategy for you to move your dreams forward. So, whatever their dreams are, you're going to need to connect with people, to accelerate the process, to collapse time, to really even get out there your message. You can't do it all alone. You need people. You need the opportunities that come from relationships and connections. So confidence is the beginning of building your own confidence and self-awareness, and then we go through a journey, a roadmap to learning about charisma and connection and working on our communication skills.
That's amazing. I mean, anybody and everybody that's listening should definitely get in touch with you and learn more about this because it's going to help them in so many different aspects of their life. And like you said, it's the building blocks, right? We're putting one thing at a time, starting from ground zero and helping. A lot of people think that I'm an extrovert. I'm actually an introvert, learned to be an extrovert, but in certain aspects, I like to have my own time and be away anyway, and I need to have that time just for myself as well. So there is this learning, there's skills there, right? And it's so important, I think, for us to tap into that and tap into our essence again, because I feel we have lost that. The way
Yeah.
society is going, not only technology, can't blame technology for everything, but that has a big, huge influence, right? We have lost the connecting with ourselves. We have lost the ability to become aware of ourselves and of connection with other people. I think that's a huge like I have teenager sons, right? And just seeing how I was brought up, probably you brought up, we were playing out in the streets and we would be playing until very late at night after school. It was, playing ball, soccer, and all those things. You don't see that anymore. Most kids are inside playing computer games most of the time, It's kind of changed so much. They don't have that ability to just think for themselves or create for themselves anymore. And it's something we lose. So if coming back to the essence of connection, we are social creatures. We need each other. It's so important, right? To build on that, to learn from that, and learn the skills to help us creating those connections, help us relearn what it is, as you're saying, to go back to our essence, right?
Yes, and I would say you haven't become extroverted, you've become your charismatic self.
Mm,
You are yourself in all these different situations now more comfortably because you've listened to your body. And you are so right. You're so right. But there was something I wanted to come back to around charismatic connection, that it starts with good questions. And I have a free guide called Powerful Questions that you guys can get. And there's a section for questions with yourself, questions with your inner circle, and questions that you may want to ask when you're out in the world, at a networking event or at a party, that can create a better conversation. I call them conversations worth having.
mm.
And then that can deepen your connection. So that free guide is available. But you are so right. I see it with my own kids. I have a son and a bonus daughter, and they're both 12. And it's so hard for them to, I'm like, just call your friend. And they're like, no, I'm going to text or Discord, whatever. I'm just like, no, no, just call. Just use the phone, press the numbers, and actually use your voice because
Talk.
you'll be able to do it faster. And it's a lost art. And it is very interesting now. I really am curious what the generation of the future, I feel like they're going to really need this work
Mm,
of connecting with themselves and learning how to have social courage to get out there and have better conversations and build these relationships and bridges to their dreams.
yeah. My son has started coming with us to dance classes since February, and it's helped him so much feel more confident in himself. And he's picked up his steps very fast, so I'm quite proud of him. It's not me. But just to really see that because he's really shy and he's just come on so fast and really enjoys that time, which is it's really nice. It's really nice to see because every Wednesday he is ready to come with us. It's not like, oh, I don't want to. And he's dancing with just so many different types of people from all sorts of backgrounds, ages, and he's enjoying it. So I'm happy for that.
Oh yeah, and it's going to give him a certain confidence that he's not even going to like be able to pinpoint. But normally, let's say a teenager of that age would just not go and handshake a person, unless they're told. But he will be able to do that more naturally because he's been touching people in the dance
Yeah.
class and he's been learning how to move and he's getting more comfortable in his body. So that's bravo as a mama. I also dance with my son, and it's so sweet. I have to say, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, it is. And it's passing to them heritage as well, right? From our background in Latin America, it's passing that to them, which you just grew up with that, with music and dance. It's just, that was just part of life. Everywhere you go, you heard it. Everywhere you stopped, people are dancing. Just, it's so different now, being in Europe, it's very different as well. And yourself, as you're in Vancouver, right?
Yes, in Canada. So
Canada.
we have a very polite society. But everybody can learn to dance, especially a certain partner dance that if you're interested, you can
Yeah.
definitely. And I always encourage people that if they're going to do a dance class, definitely get out there. But if they feel like, oh my God, that was too much out of my comfort zone, it was like they're not going to go back for a month or whatever, then go home and learn the basic steps at home yourself. I have this 30-day program which is just footwork. You just learn by yourself and you practice 5 minutes a day. And then
Mm.
by the end of the 30 days, you actually have that feel and you're like, okay, I can do these steps. And so you go back to the class and now you can pay attention to the teacher because you're not like constantly thinking, oh, my feet, my left, my right, which one is it? You know the steps, and now you can pay attention to the leading and the following, to your partner, to your music, to the instructor, you know?
That's
So,
great. And they're short as well, which makes it very doable as well. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you and even get that resource and also your other the questionnaire that you were saying, the
yeah, so
conversation?
everything's under ninaperez.ca, and you'll see a link tree there, and you can check out my dance, like the Salsa Footwork Essentials, or check out the Powerful Questions Guide, or my Forbes article on confidence. You can check all those things out. Nina Perez, so NinaPerez or Z, depending on what part of the world you are. .ca. Yeah, Z for zebra. Zebra, I don't even know. But
We'll
ninaperez.ca.
have it on the show notes as well to make it as easy as possible. But listen, hun, I am so grateful to have you here. I'm so, so grateful for all that you shared. And please, dear audience, get in touch with Nina. Follow her on Instagram as well. I'll be putting all those links in the show notes. And yeah, I think the footwork is a great idea because then you come already to the class prepared. And also, if they want to get in touch with you about the roadmap of charismatic connection, I think that's amazing. It's an amazing program and tool that you're putting out there, and we need it. The world needs you more than ever right now, Nina, and for everyone that's listening as well. Thank you very much. And thank you, Nina, once again.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, and I feel the world does need a movement.
Yes.
We need to get out there and connect to thrive. So thank you, everybody, and let's connect.
Yeah, I hope to have you again. Thank you. God bless. See you next time.
This was the Michele Roys Show.